Hello guys, welcome back to Bradster Vlogs. We have another video idea for today. We have a new video. What if the U.S. Empire? No, not U.S. Empire. Sorry, I was thinking of a different video I'm gonna make. Spanish Empire. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Spanish. American is gonna come later today. The Spanish had an empire, but just wasn't very big. It wasn't a very big empire, but in times of colonialism in Africa, they had a pretty good empire. They had Western Sahara, Equatorial Guinea. I gotta draw a new border just because of this. They had control over northern Morocco as well. So they did have a pretty good empire at the time. It wasn't that big, but they still had an empire. Now let's go into what would probably happen if this came back. The Spanish would probably start by taking over Morocco, which would be pretty easy because they're right next to their capital, Rabat or Rabat. I don't know. Please, if I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. I just don't really know how to pronounce it. It's either Rabat or Rabat. I really don't know. I think it's Rabat. They probably start by colonizing that. And Morocco, it would be pretty easy probably to colonize Morocco as Spain. And this also is the 19 like I don't know 1912 or something, like just like right after the World War. So these are older times. And now that has happened, the Equatorial Guinea part they'd probably try to expand and would probably take Gabon, which would probably be easier to take, even though at this time they were French Gabon. But I'm not gonna talk about any other empires. I'm saying like if they returned in modern day, not like back then. So, I mean, at the time of the Spanish Empire, that actually was French Gabon, but not in this scenario. And no other countries except for the country they're fighting will get involved. So next up, they will fight the Republic of the Congo. Not this one, smaller one. They'd probably start by a little bit of winning. But then as the Spanish would easily come back and take the land. And then the next country to go would be, and now they're trying to colonize the Americas again like they used to, as they make a landing in Mexico. They make a few landings in Mexico, taking part of Yucatan. This part of like central Mexico, kinda. This part of southern Mexico, and this part of Baja California. So after all of that, Mexico had some company. The Spanish had gained all of this area, as they also fought Guatemala. And now that Mexico had them all around, it would be pretty hard for Mexico to fight back if they declare war. If they take a huge chunk out of southern Mexico and take out the Yucatan Peninsula and all of this, as they fight Mexico, seizing the capital of Mexico City, making Mexico surrender. and the Spanish having an American colony, which is really good for the Spanish, but it's bad for America, which is really bad, because now they have the Spanish bordering them to the south. And then at Spain, they have literally a country that's in between, that's inside of them, so they easily take Belize out. And now that they have a cleaner border, they can start colonizing Central America and the Caribbean. The first thing they do is make a landing in Cuba and take this little panhandle area. Not really a panhandle, because they are an island, but they take this small area of Cuba. Since Havana is right here, Cuba doesn't really have much of a chance, as they're taken by, as Havana is taken, Cuba surrenders. And Haiti being scared, they surrender as well. And now that the Spanish have started to colonize America, this is really bad for the United States. The United States and probably most of the Americas and Europe. And also, remember, BRICS is gone, so it's pretty bad for that. I don't really know who's in BRICS, but I think Mexico's in BRICS or something. I'm not really good with any like unions other than the Arab League and the EU. I never really learned that much about BRICS and all that kind of stuff. I know a little bit about NATO, so, but yeah. But then Spain challenges NATO. I said other countries couldn't get involved, but this is all of NATO against. Wait, not all of NATO. It's just North American NATO, which would be the United States and Canada. Yeah, it wouldn't be all of NATO, because that would be most of Europe, and that would be almost impossible for Spain to fight back that. And now, as the Spanish think this would be pretty easy, they took out Mexico, Cuba, Morocco, Gabon, the Congo, the Bahamas, and Haiti, and Guatemala and Belize. They think it would be pretty easy, as they slowly go up into Texas, which is really bad. They capture some important cities in Texas, like Corpus Christi, which I don't think is that important, but I mean, it's a major city in Texas. As they go over the border, they take Brownsville, Edinburgh. I mean, I don't live in Texas. I know a lot of cities in Texas. I know a lot of cities in Texas, so yeah. As then they soon take the capital of Austin, Texas, and then take Houston, and then they go out and take El Paso, which is really bad for the United States, which are some of their southernmost important cities, which is really bad for Houston, Austin, and El Paso. And as that happens, they take Phoenix, which then after that, some of the United States surrenders completely to Spain, and with all of Louisiana. Since they have been harmed, they will now join it, as they have their eyes on California, the U.S. is one of the most important U.S. states. Actually, it's the most important other than New York and Texas. In this scenario, California and New York are the most populous and most important states in the Union at this point, since Texas is gone. As they quickly wipe out all of Nevada and a lot of Utah. As they take Oregon and go all the way up to Olympia in Washington. And even managed to take Seattle? Seattle. I was about to say Sydney, but I was like, no, it's not Sydney, Seattle. Yeah, Seattle, Washington. As they start taking the coast of California, which is not that bad on the northern coast, but it'll get pretty bad because like a lot of one of the most important cities, like Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, and Sacramento are all in this small area of land. As they quickly take Sacramento. Whew! Sorry, I just like to make that noise. And then as they take most of California, and California is surrendered over. As they think Spain is winning, the U.S. and Canada start the push in and then unite to become one nation as of now for destroying Spain. As they quickly shoot them all the way down to Mexico and take Mexico back along with the Bahamas, Cuba, and Haiti. As now that all the North American lands are gone and they still have an enemy, Spain rises up at full power and attacks with all of their strength. They move up the U.S. coast, which is really bad, taking cities like Philadelphia, New York, and especially D.C. As that happens, the United States... Oh no, I did way too much. The entire area of the United States surrenders. But then... They wouldn't all surrender to Spain, but this is just and after this, Spain really couldn't do anything else. But then as they pushed them back in, and then they would probably make a peace treaty. There'd be either two treaties. Either the Spanish winning or the Americans winning. The Americans won in this scenario, but let's make a treaty for both. If the Americans would win this battle, Spain would be reduced. Spain's area of influence in North America would be shoved down to this small little area of Louisiana. But if Spain won, the Spanish would take control of all of this. Which that is the end of our video. Sorry this one was a little bit short. It's just because I have a lot of other videos to make today. Because I'm very behind schedule. I'm sorry I stopped uploading for a while. I was going to upload a Lego video like right now, like when I was recording this. But my camera went dead. So I'm having to charge it. But as soon as it charges, I have a Lego video for you guys. But until then, I'm just going to be making geography videos until it charges. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Bradster, out.